Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Yes, you see my face. I am smiling from ear to ear because I get to hang out with New York Times best-selling author, USA Today best-selling author, Samantha Chase. She is back at the cafe. And Samantha, I probably should say she's back. Oh my goodness, with another book from the Donovans of Sweetbriar, who we have fell in love with. So, guys, if you're just joining us, you know what to do. Like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to tell a friend to come on down to the cafe because we are hanging out with the one and only Samantha Chase, and she will be spilling some tea on today. I love it. Samantha, introduce yourself to the people, my friend.
My goodness. Hey, everybody. I am Samantha Chase. I write contemporary romance. It's hotter than sweet, sweeter than hot. I have two Hallmark movies. I kind of really love saying that. It's my little flex. And I've been doing this now for 13 years. I've got over 100 books, so hopefully I've got something for everybody out there.
I love it. I love it. And Samantha, we love you here at the cafe, my friend, and we're
Thank
so
you.
proud of you. And yes, that is a little flex. You have two Hallmark movies that were made out of your books as well, guys. You can go and check those out. Of course, Samantha has an amazing backlog, and she needs her tiara on because she is the queen of a series. Let me just tell you, she has some amazing series that you will fall in love with. And not only will you fall in love with these series, you will fall in love with the characters that Samantha has you on the edge of your seat wanting more. I love that. We have Tiffany of Tis Happy Place hanging out with us on today. We got Letitia hanging out
Hi,
with us. And she said,
Leticia.
congratulations on the Hallmark movies
You.
as well. Samantha, it felt like you was just here like a few weeks ago. And
Right?
we spilled some tea because we was like, hey, Craving You is just around the corner.
Right.
Excuse me. And we was like, Samantha is coming back. That was the tea that we left you guys with. We
That's
was like,
right.
she is coming back to talk about Craving You. And so, Samantha, this book just released. It is hot off the press. But I want for you to spill a little tea before we kind of get into the book.
Okay.
What was the word on the street? Because I know I was excited. I was ready. What is the word on the street from your readers to know that Craving You is live and its color is here and we didn't have to wait long?
You did not have to wait long. And I have to tell you, my assistant and I have been kind of a little what was so different about this book? Because there was an excitement level about this book that I don't know where it came from. I'm so grateful for it. But this wasn't a planned book. So I don't know whether people were
Wow.
just excited because you were getting another Donovan,
Yeah.
book out of the series. But we were supposed to end with seeing you. That was supposed to be end of
Say
story.
what
That's
now?
all she wrote. And I kind of felt like I wasn't ready to be done. And readers just, I don't know whether it was the blurb, whether that we let it off that it was with a surprise pregnancy that drew people in, but it did. And I love it. I am here for it.
And Samantha, because you always come with the tea here at the cafe. I mean, wow, we didn't know that seeing you was supposed to be the last one, but thank you for listening to your characters and listening to your heart and giving us Craving You as well. Guys, you're in for the treat. Samantha did her thing with Craving You. And also, Samantha, I think the blurb may have had something to do with it as well, because the way that Seeing You ended, and y'all, Samantha and I was talking a little bit behind the scene, and I was telling her how I'm here for it all. Like I love, the epilogue, and I love the little extra, like when she gives you, she gives you like a chapter, of the book that's coming. And let me just tell you, when I read that chapter, I was like, "Ooh, let me tell you, Samantha, I was ready. I was ready, my friend." Have you heard anything about that from people? That some people read the last chapter and they was like, "Okay, I'm ready for Craving You."
People were ready for, I mean, I think that they were ready for it based on the chapter, but for me as the author, like I said, Seeing You was supposed to end it, but when Max appeared on the page in Seeing You, I'm
Yes.
like, this guy needs a book. This guy has to have a book. And there are Donovan cousins all over the daggone place. So I was like, we just got to reel one of them in for like the wedding.
I love it. I love it, Samantha. Oh my goodness, that was perfect. And you're right. It was like, you know what? We can't leave Max like that. We cannot
No,
leave Sexy Max like that. Okay, that's his name, Sexy Max.
it's not. And what was funny is because if you remember in Seeing You, Marcus was not a very likable guy.
No,
He was like the kind of hero that you
he
wanted to
had to
throat
redeem
punch.
him. He redeemed himself by the end. But
He
yeah, y'all
did.
remember at first, Marcus had a side on him. Okay.
And so I loved that Max was like so opposite him. Like they really were like polar opposites. And I felt like Max was just like, he wasn't the right person. Like I couldn't have put him with Billy. Like he needed something all his own to
All
just
his
show
own.
everybody how wonderful he is.
I love it. I love it, guys. If you're just joining us, if you haven't done so already, tell a friend to come on down to the cafe because we're hanging out with the one and only Samantha Chase, and we're talking all things Craving You.
Yeah.
Of course, seeing you guys, you may hear us talk a little bit about that. That is the book before Craving You. That is Max's brother, and that's also Billy Donovan's story as well, guy, which is an
Mhm.
amazing read. It sets you up. It sets the stage for Craving You. And so, speaking of setting the stage for Craving You, Samantha, you have the most amazing covers, my friend. And they are perfect. You know, we got to talk about this Craving You cover. Tell us about it.
I actually found that photo and it was supposed to be for a book in my Magnolia Sound series.
Oh,
I fell in love with it. And it never worked for any of those covers because Magnolia Sound was like a very beachy town,
yeah,
and this just doesn't have a beach feel to it.
right.
So we had done the first four Donovan covers, and then all of a sudden I decided to write this book. And my poor cover artist, I'm like, I have to have a cover. Yeah, I need to like have something like fast. And I went through my own library of stock photos and I'm like, this is them. This
This
I've been
is
waiting for
it.
this to use this picture and I finally can. And it was just perfect for them.
I love it. I love it. And Samantha, before we get ahead, I'm gonna try to catch the people up a little bit, okay? So
Right?
for those who may be new to the Donovans of Sweetbriar, because y'all know, she pulled the Donovans is a large family, and
Yeah.
so Samantha brought the Donovans back, and she gave us like these are like the cousins in Sweetbriar, okay? And so the book before this is Seeing You. This is it fourth book, Samantha?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Am I
Seeing You was the fourth one.
Yes. Okay. So this is the fifth book, guys, Craving You, that Samantha is doing. But for Samantha, can you actually tell them a little bit about good old Sweetbriar that we have fallen in love with and what inspired this series and this second set of Donovans?
Okay. Similar to what happened with Craving You, like when I was finishing the Laurel Bay Donovans, I kind of didn't feel like I was done. Like I just loved the family. But I loved the dynamics of the Laurel Bay family. But I'm like, I have to, if I give them cousins, I need to give them something very unique. I don't
Yeah.
want them to be exactly like this branch of the family.
Right.
So we went from a small, somewhat coastal town, and Sweetbriar Ridge is set like in the mountains of Virginia, like, like near, like to me, I like to envision like near like Lynchburg, Virginia, somewhere
Yeah.
in that area, but really teeny tiny town. And whereas the Donovans in Laurel Bay were a very close knit family, the Sweetbriar Ridge family is a little fractured. Like, so oldest
Mhm.
brother Levi, he had gotten out of Dodge like at an early age and he did not want to come back, but he lost
No.
his job and he had to come back. So he was there under duress. Like the town was really, it was everything that he disliked. I mean, it was
Right.
like
And he
imagine
was
like
vocal about it.
right. And so like imagine a town that like at one time was like thriving and then things sort of like died off.
Yeah.
And he's he's really instrumental in building the town back. And I kind of
Mhm.
love that for him that he came back and he made the investment in the town.
Me too.
Like
I like that too about Levi. Yeah.
his wife owned, the woman who he falls for, like she's a small business owner and he just wanted to keep everything going. And he didn't have a close relationship with his three sisters, and like they each had issues. So it's very nice that over the course of those four books, you watch them all really bond. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? And I love that for them in that. So I just wasn't ready to be done with the town. There was so much still happening there, so much more growth to do that, that's another thing that helped with Craving You,
I love
you know?
that. I love
And
that. So
Jennifer, I
guys,
saw your post that you're near Lynchburg. That's where my son lives. So I am familiar with that area.
I love that. Guys,
Yeah.
let me just tell you, you will fall in love with the Donovans of Sweetbriar. And again, you can go back, you can read the books, to bring you up to Craving You. If you just stumbled upon Craving You, trust me, you're going to want to go back and read the other books in this particular series as well. And then Samantha, of course, we love your titles. And guys, once you read the book, let me just tell you, Craving You just makes sense. Samantha?
Yeah.
Okay, we want to know. Starting out, did you say Craving You and begin to write, or it came later?
It came a little bit later. Like I've said this before. I plot with my assistant. Like we always like plot out everything. And when we decided what I wanted to do with this story, she goes, "Well, then it has to be Craving You." And I felt like it was a little too like spot on, like because it's a surprise pregnancy, And she was like, "Yeah, but that's what's great about it." And I wasn't sold on it at first. I was a little like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, but it kind of just really worked.
Yeah,
It really,
and
really worked
Samantha,
for it.
not only about the secret pregnancy, but I mean, hey, they was craving each other. Okay,
Yeah,
I
the
mean, it was a
flirt.
play on word. I mean, I took it that
Yes.
way too because I was like, woo, because y'all. I mean, she lives in Fort Lauderdale, Florida,
Yep.
I think it is, and he's
Yep.
in Sweetbriar. I mean, plane ride is what, like 5 hours, So
Exactly.
I mean, it's a distance, and guys, not spilling too much tea, but this happened at the beginning. I mean, it was kind of like
Mhm.
a weekend fling, and it was like, oh, we probably won't really see each other, the next big
Exactly.
family thing. But hey, time will have passed, and
Right.
voila. And Samantha, one of the things that I like about you and your books, my friend,
Uh-huh.
you will hit us with a headliner. You will hit us with a headliner in chapter 1. Y'all, Samantha does not waste time. In most of her books, she's gonna hit you with a headliner, plot twist, first chapter. Okay. She's gonna grab you in there, and then from the rest, you are on the edge of your seat turning the pages. Okay. It's a one more chapter type of read. I love that. I love that. So Samantha, for you, is that just one of the things that's just natural for you? Is that one of the Samantha Chase, way? Tell us about that, because I love that for your writing.
I never really even thought about it. To be honest with you, it's just the way that things happen. But for this particular book, I felt like it had to happen. Like you
Uh-huh.
had to drop that hammer like first thing because the rest of the book needed to be about their journey and how things work out. So I didn't want to drag that out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want it to be like the whole like, do I call him? Don't I call him? How do I like we got to hit the ground running. We got to like do this and get them on the same page together as quickly as possible. And it was just funny because Donovan's being Donovan's. I mean, like, you got the mother who's just there like harping on something and the sister who's trying to like keep a straight face and like not give anything away and you just
And
stuff
it's like,
happens.
damn,
Stuff comes up.
let me just get it out there,
Yep.
And Samantha, one of the things that I enjoy, with reading a book, and of course, I love stories that you could just you paint the picture with the scenes. Like literally, I can see these things happening like on the big screen.
Right. Oh,
And one of the things that I wanted to mention to you is that you hear it all the time that that what pictures are worth 1,000 words.
right.
And this picture, y'all, there is a photo of them at the wedding that just, it tells it all. Okay. And they are unaware that, this picture is going around, and then they get some phone calls and they get some, some people, they have some conversations, and they're like, oh, it was like, oh, But yeah, so I love that, and I was like, man, it started with that photo. That photo told a lot.
It did. And, I loved when Billy reaches out to her and she's like, how did you miss this? And Haley's like, it was your wedding day. You were kind of a little bit busy. Like,
Of course,
we were trying
you
not to
were
be
busy.
noticed. I love it.
I love it. And look, Tiffany said, yes, Tiffany, yes, ma'am. Tiffany said titles and covers make me one click besides the author. And that is so true.
It is
Just a
true.
cover, a title. It's bonus if it's one of my favorite authors as well, too. Letitia said that she loved that. She cannot wait to read this story
Yay.
as well. Now, Samantha, I'm super excited for you
Thank
and
you.
Craving You and the Donovans and how the story unfolds. But one of the things that I want to ask you about, because you do it so well, we have to talk about um, your genius in writing Small Town. What is it about Small Town and Samantha Chase?
Okay. I did not grow up in a small town. I am born and raised on Long Island, and I never really knew what small town meant until we moved to North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And when we moved here to Wake Forest was an itty bitty, teeny tiny town. Okay. You
Yeah.
remember. Okay.
Yeah.
When we moved here, my husband, we got here on a Sunday night. My husband had to go to work on Monday. And he said to me, just get in the car and go out and drive. And I drove for like 5 miles and saw nothing, turned around, cried, came home, and I'm like, where did we move to? And and I did not have a great introduction to small town life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We live we live like just a few blocks away from the Baptist seminary. And there was a little convenience store like right across the street from the house we were renting. And I walked in there that very first night, and there was an older woman working behind the counter. And I walked in, and she goes, oh, can I help you with anything? And me, with my big New York mouth, go into this rambling story of how we've been on the road all day and we're moving here, and I moved here sight unseen, and I got a 3-year-old. But she heard my accent and she went, we don't like you Yankees coming here. And I thought for sure I was going to die my
Oh my
first night
goodness.
in North Carolina. And it sort of started my fascination with small towns. Like, okay, because there are people who aren't nice. Like, I love the charming, all the historical aspect of it. I love the quirky people that you meet, but not everybody's nice. And so when I started writing, I didn't start out writing small town. Like my Montgomerys, they were like in Charlotte and
Yeah.
and Seattle and San Diego. Like, they were in
Yeah.
big cities.
Mm-hmm.
And when my first series that I did, um, the Shaughnessy's, I never really talked about the town, but everybody got the vibe that it was small town.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, like I can kind of start doing this,
Yeah.
and that's how I fell into it. And I drew from experience from, like, there are people who really don't love small town life,
Yeah.
and you got to
Yeah.
throw that in. Not everybody is like, yay, small town
Yeah.
charm. So I try to give it a little bit of the back and forth for everybody, and give
I
you a little
love
bit of
that. And it
flavor
comes
where the
across in your writing. You do share that because again, you have those individuals in some of your books that they love the small town, and you have some of those that they're on the first thing smoking. And then some of them, they're on the first thing smoking, but then they have to come on back to that
that's
small
right.
town.
And
Oh
it's
my
just
goodness.
fun. It's just, it really, once I embraced it, I'm like, this is kind of fun. Like, the town becomes a character almost
It
as much as
does.
the people do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just fun to do.
I love that. And the thing about that too, Samantha, with you sharing that that the small town itself is like a character as well as the people, we fall in love with them. It's like they're family. They are family. It's our little small town.
Right.
I love that. And in this one, guys, it's Books and Beans is the coffee shop that everybody stops by. That y'all, it's all about the coffee. Okay,
That's
everybody
right.
loved the and the baked goods. And
That's
the cool thing about it, if you haven't read that book where Books and Beans is introduced, it's bookish. It's bookish as well, guys. So I love that too. If you're just joining us, guys, we're hanging out with award-winning author Samantha Chase. Her new one is hot off the press. It is called Craving You. We will be sharing with you how you can how you can get you a copy of it. It's available in ebook. It's available in print. There are other books in this series as well. So we just wanted to share that with you. Now, Samantha, of course, we have to talk about these characters just a little bit, my friend. And then we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to mention some things that are pertaining to the book in the series, and then you'll spill a little bit of tea based on those things. Okay. So,
okay.
of course, guys, we talked a little bit about Max Calloway, Sexy Max, okay? And so he is the hero in this story. But Samantha, how would you describe Max's character, or what would you tell us about him?
Is to me, he's like that golden retriever hero. Like he is
Ooh,
just gonna he just wants to make everybody happy. And
yeah.
he's a hardworking guy, he's a family guy, and I feel like he is a passionate guy about
Uh-huh.
everything that he does. And he's just sort of like been waiting for that right girl, and Haley was it. She was just it.
And
Th-
Samantha, I want to tell you this before we talk about Haley, because this will lead us into this.
Okay.
I love how there is like a flashback because, guys, when you read "Seeing You" first, and you get to the ending and the wedding and all that stuff, there is some like flirting going on between these two, but you don't get like their meet cute. But in Samantha, I love how you did like the flashback where they were thinking about it and you saw their meet cute. I was like, oh, this is how they met. This is how they met. I love that. Tell us about that.
You know, because their meeting happened off the page, like it was sort of
Yeah.
happening in between books,
Right.
I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't want to take a lot of time in this book and rehash it.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to just get a hint of like how it started and now you're
Yep.
where they're going. Okay. Like without doing
Yeah.
all the down and dirty, like who's in the hotel room doing what to who.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But to just show that there was a connection immediately between them and that it
Yeah.
started just with like some casual flirting, and then you hear like after talking about the picture from the wedding, that they were kissing at the wedding, so you never
Yeah.
really get the whole scene, but you get enough that you could fill in the blanks.
Yes, yes. And so when you did that kind of like flashback and he was kind of playing it through his mind, that was perfect. Because it was like, because then you in your mind, you was like, oh, okay. So
Uh-huh.
this is how those pieces come together. So that was beautifully done, my friend.
Thank
Beautifully done.
you.
I love
Thank
that. Chef
you.
kiss.
Appreciate that.
Now, Samantha, we have to talk about Haley Donovan just a little bit. But before we talk about her, guys, I want you to share a little bit about her sister Sloan because they're like closer than close. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about Sloan's character? And guys, you do meet Sloan and Seeing You. Sloan is the one, I'll spill this tea for Samantha. Sloan has this fetish with kissing booths. Okay. She loves a kissing booth. But besides her loving going to festivals and participating in the kissing booth, what else can you tell us about her sister Sloan?
Sloan is the baby of the family, and she just does not take anything seriously. Okay, like
No.
her and Haley, they've got three older brothers, but you know that her and Haley are just like this.
Yes.
And she is sort of like, initially, she's a little bit like comic relief. You know what I mean? Like she tends to just swoop in and try to diffuse situations. When the family's arguing, like she just will throw in her 2 cents that nobody's even listening to. She
Yeah.
just wants to be heard. Typical baby of the family. She wants some of the attention on her. And I fell in love with her too. Like I was like, she needs more page time.
Yes, yes, I
Definitely.
love it. I love it. And of course, guys, the woman of the hour, okay, Miss Haley, that you fall in love with
Yep.
her as well. What would you tell us about her? How can you describe her for us?
Haley, I really took from her was that she's a little more reserved. I think like that's
Mhm.
why she and Sloane almost like balance each other out. You know what I mean? Haley's a little bit more like she's the responsible one. She's level-headed. She's not a risk taker like
No.
whatsoever. And so like
And
hooking
Samantha,
up,
the one time, right? The one time that she live on the edge and throw it all out the window is like, well,
yep. And she says that at one point, she's like, "This is why I never take risks,"
I
you
never do
know.
this. I never take risks like this.
So she's a people pleaser. Like she hates to upset anybody's life. Like she just to a point she's almost like overly apologetic for things. And Max really brings her out of that because like he tells her at one point, he's like, this isn't gonna work. Like if you're gonna be constantly like apologizing for everything, like that's not gonna work. So you need to just like we're in this together. We are a team. So I kind of liked watching her transformation where she got a little bit more confident.
Me too. Me too. Thank you for sharing for her journey
Yeah.
as well, guys. If you're just joining us, hanging out with Samantha Chase on today, and I know y'all are ready. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you too much longer. I know you guys are ready for Samantha to share just a little snippet with us, just a little snippet of Craving You. And Samantha, we're gonna allow you, my friend, to set the scene, set the stage, and you can start when you're ready.
Okay, so basically, Haley comes back to town and she blurts it out to Max that she is pregnant. And they then
No
have to sit
chaser,
through
right?
they then have to sit through dinner with her cousin and her husband, and it's awkward. And finally, Max is like, okay, we're done. We're going to go to, like, he lives in their apartment over their garage. So it's not like they have to go far, but he's like, we're going to go talk. So, so now they're up in his apartment after sitting through the world's most awkward dinner, and they're going to try and talk some logistics about everything. So that's where I'm going to start.
Okay.
Um, so she let out a weary sigh. I'm really messing this whole thing up. I had no idea it was just going to be so much. Does anyone else in your family know? Nodding, she explained about the dinner with her mother and sister. Originally, I just planned on keeping it a secret until I talked to you. Sloane knew, but she's like a vault. I never have to worry about sharing any secrets. But after everyone saw the picture of us and my mother just kept harping on it, I blurted it out, sort of like I just did with Billy. She groaned, what is wrong with me? Luckily, he didn't say anything and just genuinely seemed to listen without judgment. She felt her shoulders sag. So, let's talk. She watched him pace for a minute before he sat down beside her. I'm not even sure where to begin. Would you consider moving here, or would you like me to move to Florida? I would never ask you to give up your life here. You just moved back. Plus, you have a business here. But I want to be involved in my child's life, Haley, and if that means I need to move to Fort Lauderdale to do it, then I will. Her heart started to race. Was he serious? That won't be necessary, she began slowly. If anything, I would prefer to move here. I just didn't want you to think I'm trying to trap you or take over your life or anything. His head fell back against the cushions. I realize we don't know each other that well, but I could already tell that you're a people pleaser who is afraid of upsetting anyone, and that's not going to work. We're in this together. No one's accusing you of trapping anyone. Hell, if I thought you'd say yes, I'd take you to the courthouse first thing tomorrow and marry you. What? She said in a near screech. I'm serious, Haley. Marry me. Marry me and we'll raise this baby. Are you insane? You get married? You just said we don't even know each other. She felt herself shaking on top of the heart racing, and now she felt like she was going to throw up. Glancing around, she frantically spotted the bathroom and made a run for it. Naturally, Max was hot on her heels. Ugh, kill me now. When she was done, he gently helped her to her feet and told her that he had an unopened toothbrush if she wanted to use it. I would, thanks. And as soon as she was done brushing her teeth, he led her back over to the couch. Sorry. He said, I'm not going to lie to you. Your reaction to my proposal was kind of a huge blow to my ego.
Guys, there you have it. I told you Samantha be hitting you with the headliners. There you have it. Just a little bit of Craving You. We'll be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of it as well. Samantha, that was a great reading, okay? And we left them just on the edge
Just
of their
enough.
feet as well. Oh my goodness. And Samantha, I want to say a few phrases or what have you, and you kind of tell us or spill a little bit of tea. And you mentioned this one earlier, but some people may not be familiar with it. But you was like a golden retriever hero. Tell us a little bit about what is that?
I don't even know the specific if there's an actual like real description of it, but to me, they are just the guy who is happy, he's the happy-go-lucky guy, he's laid back, and he genuinely just wants to be like he just wants to make people happy, you know?
Mhm.
It used to be, I want to say that like cinnamon roll hero was like the term that everybody was using. They're just like that sweet and warm and gooey kind of guy that you just want to hug them and everything. But
Yeah.
golden retriever, I look as the guy he's just a little bit more upbeat. He's just happy, and he's just looking to make everybody around him happy. But he's genuinely happy. Like he's not doing it like as a sacrifice. It's not a hardship. He's just genuinely a happy guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Guys, look, Samantha, they are giving you a love in the comment section. They fell in love with the reading
Yay!
of the snippet that you have shared with us for
Thank
today as
you.
well. And guys, of course, I know you guys are ready. Samantha definitely has a giveaway for us. I'm going to allow her to share with us what her giveaway is going to be on tonight.
Are you guys ready? Okay, you're gonna get a signed copy of Craving You, and then you're going to get a signed advance copy of Choosing You, which is Sloan Donovan's book. So this is officially the last Donovan book.
Woo! Okay.
Last
So,
one.
you have you first of all, yeah, did y'all notice that Samantha spilled some tea? Okay. She told you what the giveaway is going to be. You're going to actually get two. You're going to get an autographed copy of Craving You, and then you're going to get an autographed copy of an early copy of Choosing You. Okay. I totally want a copy of that because I'm ready for the next book in this series. And then she just told you Sloane's book is next. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch the tea? I love it. I love it. Well, Samantha, I know they ready, my friend. And you're getting ready to be my handy dandy assistant. Oh my goodness. Guys, all you had to do to participate and to be in for the running is to comment throughout the comment section. And I'm getting ready to go up and down the comment section. And Samantha's going to tell me when to stop. And then that person is going to be a winner of the next of Craving You and then Choosing You, which is the next book in the series. And it's an early copy, guys, because it's not even out until May. So I
Right.
love that.
May
I love that.
20th. May 20th, I think, is when that one comes
May
out. Yeah.
20th. I
May
love
20th.
it. Okay, let's see. Samantha, I am ready when you are, my friend.
Okay, ready. And we're done.
Okay. Caitlin, tonight is your night, my friend. Oh my goodness. You get an autograph copy of Craving You, an autograph copy of an art copy of Choosing You as well. Inbox me your information. We'll be sure to get that over to Samantha Chase as
Yay!
well. So congratulations and thank you so much for joining us. Oh my goodness, Samantha, the time goes by so fast. You know, we can talk all day long
All
about
night.
your
I know.
amazing, amazing books, my friend. But I want for you to share with us what did Samantha enjoy about Haley and Max's story and bringing their story to life in Craving You?
I kind of loved that Haley was not confident in where they were going the way that Max was. Like Max knew. Max was just like, this is who we are, and like he wanted the future. And so she kept finding excuses, like she kept wanting to hit pause on the reality so that they could go back to like the people that they were that weekend. And I just love that she
Right.
kept doing that. And it's just like more than happy to go along with that. But she was just like, "Can we hit pause again? Can we hit pause again?" And I loved their pause time because she didn't realize how much they were that time was actually important to them growing together and
Yeah,
learning more about each other. So it was kind of she thought it was just to be able to have some sexy time with Max, but it was really like this was helping build the relationship. So
I
she
love
was
that.
silly.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Samantha, of course,
Yes.
my friend, we have to tell the people how can they get their hands on a copy of A Craving You in ebook or print?
I am everywhere. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kobo, Apple, Google. I'm on all the retail sites, so you don't have to search hard for me. I am working on my own store that you could buy ebooks direct from me. I'm hoping by the end of the month, maybe that will be ready to go. So that'll be ready to launch. But right now, all the retail sites you can find me on.
I love that, guys. And we'll make sure we put a link in the comment section so you can get you a copy, ebook or print or both, as well. And of course, guys, once you read it, definitely leave a review. I know that Samantha Chase will be so
Please.
appreciative. And not only leave a review, guys, but tell a friend to tell a friend to grab them a copy of A Craving You. Oh my goodness, book clubs, great conversation. Grab you guys a copy too of this book as well. And of course, Samantha, you have to share with us, how can we stay connected with you, friend?
I am all over Facebook and Instagram. I'm under Samantha Chase Romance on Instagram, Facebook. It's either under Samantha Chase or Samantha Chase Fan Club. And my website is chasing-romance.com. And you can actually buy signed paperbacks already from my website. So if you wanted to do signed paperbacks, you can get them from there.
I love that, guys. Make sure that you stay connected with Samantha Chase. Follow her on social media. Definitely go to her website. All of that good stuff as well. Stay connected with her. Sign up for her newsletter. All the things Samantha Chase, guys. Make sure that you guys do that as well. Samantha, I've had an amazing time hanging out with you, my friend. And of course,
You.
I have to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people.
I am just so thankful for all you guys coming and hanging out tonight, and thank you for loving on the Donovans and making this release as spectacular as it was. I am just grateful for all of you. So thank you.
I love it. Thank you, Samantha. Guys, that is our show today. It has been amazing hanging out with the Samantha Chase on today, guys. Of course, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Angela Anderson YouTube channel. You can also stay connected with me on Instagram or on Facebook, all the socials. Definitely stay connected with me, all of that good stuff. And tell a friend to tell a friend about the cafe. And as we always say, have an amazing day have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you later. I forgot my tagline. There you go, guys. Get you a copy of Craving You. We'll see you
That's right.
later.
Thank you. Bye.